quick thank you to Savage and Shafe for responding to my blitherings, as well as your patience with me. I know I'm extra sometimes. Don't want to be. Quick word on rebellion. I always go back to this thing. Buddy of mine back in the day, he was doing his, it was some sort of a term paper in political science, and he came up with this political circle that instead of it being a left wing and a right wing thing, in his metaphor, he did like a circle thing where the further someone went to the left or the further someone went to the right, it ended up encircling and becoming the same thing in the end. I think, be it, say we do communism way over on the left or capitalism way over on the right, frankly, that always leads to oligarchy. I never thought of, personally, I never thought of capitalism as a theory so much as a law. Meaning, no matter what sort of policy is in place, we can say money goes where it's appreciated, but actually it's value that goes where it's appreciated. Example, late 70s, 80s, Eastern Germany, currency and value was Jack Daniel's whiskey, Marlboro Red cigarettes, and Levi's blue jeans. And then we saw it later on, early 2000, early aughts, over in Greece. The overall economy, from what the news could see, seemed to be collapsing. Their currency was imploding, yet from all accounts, or the accounts that I saw, they had a thriving black market. Like, there was this underlining economy that was tested and healthy. What does that have to do with the kids, the people coming up, the next generation taking the reins? Well, I think what I'm trying to say is the truth and the right will find its way in the end. I would say, though, my fear is looking at what, and truly I do see this, my fear is what Russia was left with when their system imploded from, what the news and accounts were telling us. What was left of it wasn't quite enough, or seems to not have been quite enough, to build something healthy, healthy and sustainable, the way that the United States government appeared to be, back in the 18th century when it started. Which I think our group could agree has been superior from the way that we like to live. Again, going back and agreeing with what policy is better out there. What I like about the kids kicking back not as in like kicking back and relaxing, but the whole e-bike thing, just the punk rock protest of it. It's inconvenient, which I think protests should be inconvenient. I don't agree with the chance of it harming someone, say blocking a liver transplant patient or a person in an ambulance where it's critical to get them back to the hospital. That's awful and tragic. But Shafe, when you shared that with me, where I agreed with you that, to see such an image was awful, there too, when, from my point of view and from what I see, when let's call them the Fox News watching Republicans, instead of looking at the situation in its totality, what's our takeaway from seeing these damn kids doing their stuff on the road? They just, show in an image what appears to be an ambulance trying to move forward with an e-bike popping a wheelie in front of it. When I look closely at the image, the siren lights appear to be on in the image. Now, I will say, as a person who, you'll have to take my word for it, but as a person who has been able to pop wheelies on a two-wheeler, you aren't exactly doing that while you're staying still. So, they capture a still image of that, post it up, and then that's the example of why that situation is invalid. Is that the takeaway from it? To me, what I dug about it is it opposes the criticism of all these kids, quote kids, do is sit around, play video games, and watch porn. Well, obviously, those kids weren't. Similar protests or similar movements. I mean, you see the kids in New York City. It's kind of like a New York City thing where all of a sudden these dirt bikes come out of nowhere. Rough Riders type shit. I don't know. I mean, in reality, it's going to be their world. I don't see, Shafe, I don't see our generation doing the same thing that the older, our parents, the boomers did, where they just sort of hang on to power. I see Gen Xers be like, fuck it, whatever, and backing out, as it seems that so many seats in the House and even our vice president, is a millennial, not a Gen X. So, and I frankly, I really don't care, but I would like to see my kids, your kids, be able to exist in a world that gives them the opportunities to be satisfied. That's what I want.